So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to solve a new Leetcode question, that is valid perfect square with the help of JavaScript. So before starting the question, please guys do subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like button and press the notification bell. So if we read the question here, it says that given a positive integer num, write a function which returns true if num is a perfect square, else false. Follow up, do not use built-in library functions such as sqrt. So it's simple. They are asking a simple question, is very straightforward, and they are asking us to return a number whether it is a perfect square or not. Okay, so and the key point here is to mention here is that we do not have to use a function, built-in function library such as sqrt. So we do not have to use sqrt. So without using sqrt, we have to check whether a number is whether number is a perfect square or not. So if we take an example here that 16 is a perfect square, it will return true. Else if it see about num is equals to 14, that is not a perfect square. So what is a perfect square actually? So perfect square is like, if we take first one square, which means 1 into 1, that is 1. Similarly 2 square, 2 square is 2 into 2, that is 4. 3 square, if we see 3 into 3, that is 9. And then 4s is 4 into 4, that is 16. Similarly if we talk about 5, that is 25. Okay, so if you see, what we are doing here is we are checking what is a perfect square actually. So 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9, and 4 square is what, 16, and then 5 square is 25. So in the number between these, like if we talk about between uh, numbers, for example between 9 to 16, okay, so the 9 to 16 are 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So they are not perfect squares. Okay, so the number between 9 to 16 are not perfect square. Similarly 1 to 4, between 1 to 4 are not perfect square, and 9 to 16 are not. 4 to 9, between 4 to 9 is also not perfect square. Similarly between 16 to 25 are also not perfect square. So we know that theoretically that 14 is not a perfect square because it lies between 9 to 16. So from this information we can infer that the number which lies between perfect squares are imperfect squares. Okay, so the number lies between 9 to 16 will not be a perfect square. So we can write a code here stating that whatever number that lies between perfect squares are not perfect squares. So we can say whichever number lies between two consecutive perfect squares are not a perfect square. Okay, so if we see here, it's an example, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 are not perfect square because they lie between 9 and 16. So after this, understanding this concept here, we can write the question by we can start solving it with the code stating that for let I is equals to 1, since 0 is not, we cannot include 0 here because 0 square is 0 square is 0, 0 square is 1 actually, 0 into 0 is 0, so 0 is 0, so we will starting from I is equals to 1, and then we're saying that um, I is less than equal to num, and then I plus plus. So now we will write in code that if I square, which means I into I, is equal to num, then to return, then return true. Okay, so if a number is a square, then we have to return true. For example, if it is 1, then it will return true. If it is 2, it will return true. Sorry, if it is 4, then it will return true. If it is 9, it will return true. If it is 16, it will return true. How about if we say else if num I square I into I means I square is greater than num, then return false. So now I think you can follow this. I square, where if we see 14, 14 is greater than 9, so the number is 14. Okay, so I square is 9, and then it will be, so start from 1 here, so it will be I is greater than I square is 1, that is greater to true, then it will start from 4, then 9, so whichever 16 is greater than num. So when 16 will come here, it will check this condition whichever number is greater than num. So if we talk about 14 here, take an example as 14 here, and if we take an example of 14 here, so number which the perfect square, the which number which is greater than this is like 16 or 15, sorry, 16. So when 4 will come here, I is equals to 4, so first it will be I into 1 into 1, then 2 into 2, then 3 into 3, that is 9, that it's still not greater than num. So whenever 4 will come here, that is greater than num, so in that condition this thing will come, this condition will follow, and the condition will return to false. So our condition will be false. Now I hope you have understood the concept here. Now let's run the code and check whether we are getting our answer correctly or not. Okay, so we have used some extra thing here. Okay, so there was some parenthesis issue there, so I am writing the code from the scratch. So for let I is equals to 1, I is less than equal to num I plus plus, and then I if I square is equals to num, return true, else if I square is greater than is greater than num, then return false. So let's run the code now and see whether we are getting our answer correct or not. So now it's it's running, and let's check for multiple test cases here. If we talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and any random value, and run the code here, and hope so it will work. So you can see that our answer has been accepted successfully. So that was all in the question, guys. Hope you have understood the concept and like the video. Please do hit the like button. Please do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon button for such notification and updates from the channel. Thank you guys for watching the video, and see you next time.